Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Rico back at it again. It's been a minute since I've rocked the mic. Feels good to be back. Took a little break, but we're back at it again. We got things to talk about. Is Josh really talking about retiring if the Bills win a Super Bowl? Hey, sounds mighty right. But I don't know if I can live without Josh Allen being my quarterback. I'm just saying. Johnnu Smith, tight end for the Miami Dolphins, talking a little smack. Talking about what's in Buffalo. What? Why you talking? What you talking about, Johnnu Smith? You are your fourth team, sixth team? I don't even know. Michael Thomas can't guard Mike. Potential option for the Buffalo Bills. Where does he fit? Does he fit? Let's talk about it. Fantasy chatter. We're going to get into it. What Bills players are worthy of an opportunity to get on your draft squad? How early are you drafting these players? Kincaid, is he worthy of a first round? Is he worthy of a second round? Is it too soon? Do we go for the big dogs? We got a couple things to talk about. Folks, it's the Buffalo Fanatics, it's the Rico Report. I'm back. Let's go. Welcome back, people. Welcome back. It's the Rico Report. We here to rock and roll. We're here to rock, and we're here to get this thing popping right now. Tune in, smash that like. Y'all know what time it is, man. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, y'all know what to do. The season's around the corner. Training camp's around the corner. The season's about to begin. Listen, it's not going to take long, man. With a blink of an eye, it's going to be September. The first week of September, we're going to be ready to rock. But until then, we got to do this offseason thing. We got to do this offseason thing. So welcome, folks. Welcome back. It's been a minute. I feel like it's been a minute. And sometimes you got to take a break from the mic. You got to take a break from football. You know what I mean? Just to kind of, you know what I mean? Appreciate it. Appreciate chopping it up with people. Appreciate talking football. And I appreciate y'all tuning in. So what topic we want to hit first? That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to hit the Josh Allen topic in a minute. I think it's a cool topic, but let's hit this Johnnu Smith character. Johnnu Smith. So Johnnu Smith, newly signed to the Miami Dolphins, probably is going to be option 5, 6, maybe 7. Who knows where he's going to be in the pecking order of if Tua's not throwing a pick. I mean, who's he throwing to? Maybe Johnnu Smith, 5th, 6th option, whatever. He was on a podcast, and I get it. They're having fun. It's the offseason, so it's light. It's very lighthearted. But it gets old. I don't live in Buffalo. For those that do live in Buffalo, it would get old if somebody was talking about my city. If somebody was talking where I'm from, they're talking about the people. They're talking about the things around the city when they don't even know the city. They just hear the chatter of all these other people talking. That would kind of have me tight. It had me tight. I'd be ready to defend my city. And you got Johnnu Smith coming. I mean, it makes sense. He signed with the Miami Dolphins, a rival. So he's going to talk his ish. My man's. In his career versus the Buffalo Bills, 9 receptions, 6 games, 115 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And those 2 touchdowns, mind you, they came in one game. His best game against the Bills. A modest 5 receptions, 40 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Way back in 2020. Mans is averaging 1.5 yards a catch. 1.5 catches a game. 19. Fam, sit down. Have a seat. I would respect if you're doing all that chatting, even though it's for fun. I would respect if you're doing all that bumping gums. If you were nice like that. But yo, that ship has sailed. That ship has sailed, my guy. You had your opportunity. I mean, in New England, snooze fest. Atlanta, snooze fest. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, bro. So, I mean, talk your ish, but you better back it up with the Miami Dolphins. You better back it up. But history tells me you're not going to do anything. You're not going to be of value to Miami Dolphins. But I mean, talk your ish, get the rivalry going. But let us be reminded who the big brother is in this division. Let me remind you who's been getting the noogie the last 5 years. I'm just saying, bro. So you traveling, you're doing a lot of traveling, and you're gonna enjoy the sun rays. I'm sure of it. But that bench, that bench is gonna be warm, bro. So get comfortable, get mad comfortable. But it is all in fun, all fun and games. But Jonnu talking smack, so we should take it personally, like my man Michael Jordan. I take that personally, and we should, lighthearted or not. When you step your foot in Buffalo, oh, you're gonna find out what's in Buffalo. Oh, you're gonna find out. Go ask Tua. Go ask Tyreek. Go ask these boys, man. Didn't we send y'all packing? Let's not get into that. Anyway, shout out to Johnnu Smith. Shout out to the Miami Dolphins, and shout out to off-season chatter. That's pretty much what it is. But come on, Jonnu. Come on, Jonnu. You better than that, bro. You better than that. 4 teams. Get out of here with that. So Johnny Smith talking his ish, and you let the talking be done onto the field. That's the way I look at it. But anyway, I want to give a shout out to the chat right now. I see my man Charles is in the building. Kim Betts. What up, Kim? I see my man Daniel's in the building. What's going on? Happy Friday. I see you, Carlos. I see you. Let's get popping. And by the way, just want to let y'all know, the wife and I are celebrating our 15th year married. Hey! Sometimes you got to toot your own horn a little bit. Y'all know what time it is, man. Yo, sometimes being married is difficult. It's difficult. I mean, they say these things fall apart. You know what I'm saying? Year 7. What do they call it? 7-year itch or something, some BS or something like that. Come on now. Yo, 15 years is big. I mean, we got another 15 years ago, then another 15. We got to stack them by 15s. How about that, right? Stack them by 15s. So my question for those that are married, where are the monumental, what years are the monumental ones? First 5, I could say that's cool, first 5. 10, a decade is cool. Is 15 one of those ones that you say, oh, we're at 15, that's a big one? Or is it just a regular one? Do we wait for 20? Because that's been the conversation I've been having with some friends, some family and stuff like that. Is it a big deal? Or is it just kind of, damn, Kim Betts, 46. Respect, Kim. Yo, you need to tell me what the secrets are, girl. You need to tell me what the secrets are. But anyway, I'm gonna be, celebrating on the 50th year anniversary with the wife, and we're trying to figure out, what to do these days, bro. You want to go and celebrate, have a few drinks, and have dinner, and maybe have a night out, just the two of us, and get a hotel somewhere. It's a grip. It costs a lot. I was like, golly, we got the in-laws to come through. They're gonna be watching the kiddos, so it gives us mom and dad a night out. But we're not mom and dad that night. It's gonna be Rico and his wifey, and Jenna. We're gonna be out and doing our thing. So we got it set up. We're going downtown. We're gonna do our thing, and but I don't want it to be one of those situations where it's you hang out with the kids all day and then leave for the evening. No. We out. Pack your stuff tonight, and we give the kids a kiss in the morning, and we have the whole day to ourselves and do what we do. I mean, we don't get a chance to get away from these children sometimes, and sometimes they'll drive you batty. So, so big shout out to us, man. So, but what are the monumental years? I see my man Marcus Martin's congratulations, 11 years for me on the 26th. Salute, appreciate you. I saw somebody put some years up and tell me what the monumental years are. Oh, there we go. My man Michael Stranger said, he goes, years 1, 3, 5, 7. 7, huh? Okay. 10. Oh, so he skips the 20. I kind of respect that. 10, 20, 25 is a big one. Then every year after that. That's dope. But I feel like 15 is cool. I think it feels like it's a nice flat middle number. You feel me? I feel like it's a middle number, but 10 to 20. It's funny that you skip 15, but you got 1, 3, 5, and 7. 3 years marriage, I wouldn't really celebrate the 3. First year, cool. First year married, I'm cool with that. 5, you reach half a decade. I go 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then 30. And then after 30, you just keep going. Maybe until you get to 50. But big respect for those that have been married a long time. It's hard, it's difficult, it's challenging, but a beautiful thing at the same time. But one thing I will say, keep God first, baby. You keep God first in your marriage, you're straight. Anyway, let's keep it pushing. Just a little personal news I want to share with y'all and share some love. I mean, it's always good. It's always good to appreciate and celebrate those that have stayed together and are working on a relationship right now. Right now, right? Am I wrong? Am I tripping? Nah, I ain't tripping. But anyway, let's move on to a couple of the other topics that have been around the league. I'm not sure if you guys have seen um, some connections, some things that have been popping off. And I mean, for the most part, I think a lot of us agree that our roster is probably, I'm going to be nice and say 80%. I'm being super nice. I think it might be higher. 80% pretty much set in stone. A couple depth pieces got to be interchanged and moved around, maybe released, maybe one surprise cut might happen. Who knows? I'll wait till we get closer to training camp and start seeing maybe some of the reports that are popping off. But I don't know if you've seen this, but there's the Bills have very good odds of landing a free agent receiver that is well known around the league, and that's Mike Thomas. The former Saint receiver is obviously available in free agency. And allegedly, the Bills are, I wouldn't say linked per se to Michael Thomas, but they have one of the better odds of being one of the teams that land him and bring him on the team. So I'm thinking to myself, would he be a good fit on the Bills? Could we use a Mike Thomas on the Bills? And where does he fit? What does he bring to the table? Here's the thing. When Mike Thomas came into the league, this guy was a target-eating machine. He was targeted. He was catching footballs left, right, and center, over 100 yards, over 100 receptions. It was almost like a walking 100 reception type receiver. Things happen. Quarterbacks change. New system. Chemistry. Injuries. A whole lot of things happen. But Mike Thomas being available, intriguing. The real question becomes, where does he fit? Where does he fit? Where would you put him? He's a big boy, big time receiver. Keon Coleman is the guy that we're going to be developing. We're developing Keon Coleman to be that guy, to be the successor to Stephon Diggs. I know he says, hey, I ain't trying to come in and try to be Stephon Diggs. I ain't trying to become Gabe Davis. I'm Keon. Let me be Keon. Let me do my thing, which I love, which I absolutely love. By the way, shout out to wifey. She's driving home now. Drive safe. We'll see you soon. Here's what I want to know. Where does he fit? Who does he compete with? These injuries, that's a problem for me. And right now, if you're looking at what the Bills are trying to do, clearly we're trying to get young. We're trying to push the youth movement. It's simple. It's clear. Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir, Scantlin, Hollins. I mean, he's a bit of a veteran guy. Chase Claypool. For the most part, that's a young squad. That's a good squad. That's a squad that you can develop together with Josh Allen. But here comes Mike Thomas. 31 years of age, injury prone, lower leg extremity injuries, nagging. I mean, in 4 years, he's only played 20 games. Not good. Can't stay on the field. Can't guard Mike, a.k.a. can't stay on the field. So what does it look for the Bills to go? I mean, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. Low-level contract. If you show me something I like, maybe you can be receiver 5 or 6. But you ain't guaranteed anything on this squad. Because after Claypool and Hollins, you got KJ Hamler that could be the speed guy / return guy. He's absolutely in this mix to be one of these pieces on this team. Then you got Justin Shorter that's going to be competing. We don't know how this is going to play out with him. He's on the outside looking in, that's for sure. And then here comes Mike Thomas. So Mike Thomas really would be competing with Chase Claypool. And right now, the upside is in the ballpark of Chase Claypool. So does it make sense to bring in Mike Thomas? Yes, it does. I'm here to tell you, yes, it does. Why? Competition. Nothing irks me more than when the sixth receiver knows it's a lock to make this squad. And I'm not saying it's a lock, but Chase Claypool has to feel comfortable with what he's looking behind him and what's in front of him. He's got Mac Hollins, a veteran guy, so he can climb the depth chart. So it would have to be, I would bring in Mike Thomas solely to put competition in the building. Competition always makes people better. Now, you can't just sit here and say, I'm comfortably in the sixth receiver spot. I'm good. No. You're going to compete. You're not a lock to make this team. So in comes Michael Thomas. Now you got to compete with Justin Shorter. Who knows what Justin Shorter is going to do? I know some people really aren't about hearing about anything about Justin Shorter. I don't want to hear nothing about Justin Shorter. He hasn't proven anything. Why are we even talking about him? He's still on the roster. He's still got some upside a little bit. He's young. He's trying to develop himself. Maybe we keep him on the practice squad. Who knows? But right now, we're talking about the first six. And right now, Claypool is tailing off as number 6. Why not bring in a Mike Thomas? The last 2 years in the league, 52 receptions, 619 yards. Not to his standard. Absolutely not to his standard. But I just can't. There's something that doesn't sit well with me. Just allowing Chase Claypool to understand and know that nobody's competing with me. I ain't worried about Justin Shorter. I ain't worried about KJ Hamler. And I'm Chase Claypool. I mean, once you put me with a quarterback that can throw the football, I'm nice. Check my resume. It's a short one. It's a short one, but check my resume. When Ben Roethlisberger was throwing me the football, you saw me get busy. And then you saw the rest of the quarterbacks throw me the football. Give me time with Josh Allen. Y'all can see me cook again. I am excited to see Chase Claypool. I hope he really comes in and is a figure on this team alongside Scantling. But I ain't slipping on Mike Thomas, man. Bring in Mike Thomas and let them compete. I need a big name, and I no disrespect to anybody else, but not a Tyrell Shavers, right? I need someone that, Chase Claypool can look and say, okay, we got competition. Competition gets the best out of everybody. So give me that. Chase Claypool. Mike Thomas, I like it. Bring me Mike Thomas. I know, injury prone. I get it. I totally get it. 31 years old. We're trying to get younger. I get it. But it's about the competition. And it's about him proving himself. In my opinion, I think he wanted nothing to do with the Saints last year. He wanted nothing to do with the Saints the last couple of years. I personally think, it's terrible if it is true, but he took his time to get back onto the field. Really took his time. Could he have come back sooner? Probably. But he took his time because he saw what product was on the field. I've seen it. You play with ball. You play with people before where when it's really time to get down or they're playing on a team that is really good. Okay, now they miraculously get healed. They're ready to go. If there's a bunch of scrubs on the squad, no, I'm hurt, man. I can't get in there. So I would actually love to see a Mike Thomas signing. Mostly for the competition. I love competition. I'd like to see that happen. And why not? Big things can happen. So give me that. I like that. Mike Thomas to the Bills. Cheap deal. Compete with Claypool. And then you've got an opportunity to prove yourself that you can be healthy. And nothing better than having the ball being thrown to you by none other than Josh Allen. I'm just saying. So big shout out to the Bills. This is such a, not that there hasn't been anything officially linked the Bills to Mike Thomas, only that people are speculating that they've got the higher odds to grab him or to sign him. I like it. I don't mind it one bit. So the way I look at it, let's get it rolling. Scott Blakey says, you're in the NFL. Dragging, not good leading, not a good leadership. If he did slow play, just my opinion. I don't like that either. I'm just speculating if that was the case, because I just saw it was like, man, he's been injured for a long time. How are you not healthy by now? Some guys just heal very slowly, and that's more of a red flag on his end. If he goes down, you know he's down for a while. And you're 31, so those are the red flags that are up there. I'm merely saying bring him out for the competition. Bring him out for the competition, solely for the competition. When someone is deemed injury prone or you can't play no more, nothing worse than hearing something like that. Now you're like, let me show y'all that I can still play. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. Brings the best out of these guys. My man Walter says, yo, we're older at receiver than last season. We went from one receiver that was over 28 Diggs to start the season to three, Holland, Scantling, and Samuel. We have new receivers, but not younger. I guess it feels like we got younger. Because what? Diggs is what, 30? Gonna be 31 or just turned 30, give or take. And obviously Davis is young. He's what, 25, give or take. So yeah, I get what you're saying. But it feels like we're getting younger because we got Keon Coleman. So we're going to be building around the youth, Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman. So like that's the uprising of the youth. So I guess that's why we feel like we're getting younger. But I get what you're saying. So that being said, competition brings the best out of people. So if we can see if Mike Thomas can be available and come out and try out and do all that good stuff, cool. Who's to say the Bills even look his way? They may not. They may feel very comfortable with who they have right now. And don't forget, once training camp starts rolling along, there's going to be some camp casualties, and there's always a couple names that stand out that you're like, ooh, that player got cut. That player would be great on this team. But I feel that these Bills are in a proper position. We'll soon see. We'll soon see. So big shout out to Brandon Beane. That's he's known for that, folks. You know Brandon Beane is known for that. He waits and waits and waits into free agency and waits to find the gem. I mean, go look at Von Miller. He waited on his hands. He sat there. He says, I ain't gonna do anything, folks. And here we go. Von Miller snatched up. I like Brandon Beane for that reason, man. He's always waiting and he's always searching. He's always waiting for the right piece to bring to the squad. Big on him. Taylor Rapp. We got the Taylor Rapp side. I didn't think we were going to get Taylor Rapp. David Edwards was a great signing too. We got some good key pieces late in free agency. I like it. I'm a big fan. So moving on to the next topic. We talked about, obviously, Johnnu Smith talking ish. We good with that. We absolutely good with that. And our guy, Mike Thomas, potentially being a fit on the Bills. Could he be? We'll see. So the other day, I'm perusing through social media, and I see this post come up, and it was the worst contract ever given to your franchise. And the first picture that came up was who was it? It was a picture. What's the cornerback? Oh my goodness. Corner that used to play for the Panthers. Why am I getting a blank? He played for us. He got stiff-armed into the abyss. And he's eluding my brain right now. But you guys will help me up in the chat. And when he got signed to the Redskins, the now Commanders, Josh Norman, for crying out loud. It took me a minute to get there. Josh Norman was the image that showed up. And I was like, ooh. The Redskins at the time gave him a massive contract. A massive contract. He played extremely well for the Panthers under McDermott. He was that dude. Long arms and a great zone corner. Youth on his side. And when the Panthers, and it was James Bradbury that was coming up. So they were like, we got James Bradbury. So we're not going to really need Josh Norman. So they said, yo, peace. And the Redskins gave him a massive contract. And that was the first image that came up. And Redskins fans and Commanders fans were like, yeah, that's the worst contract that we've ever given to anybody. So then I'm like, who's the worst contract, in your opinion, that the Bills have ever given? Where you're like, we gave that guy that contract? Are we kidding me? What are we smoking? Anybody stand out to you? So I was actually looking up some contracts. I'm looking up a few articles and trying to go through, who were some guys? And I was looking at some options, and there was some bad contract that was out there. One of them that was on this list that I was looking at was Ryan Fitzpatrick. And it's crazy because at the time, it seemed like a very lucrative deal. Do you remember that deal? It was 6 years, $59 million. My God, these guys are getting paid $59 million a year now, give or take. But if you go back to way back when, 6 years, $59 million was quite a bit for Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I found that comical because you start looking at these contracts now, and it's absolutely wild to some of these contracts that are being given out to these players. So I'm sitting here going, okay, so let's talk about it. Who's the worst contract ever given? There's only one name that stands out to me where I'm like, when we gave that contract, I knew immediately when we gave that contract, we overpaid immediately. And he only lasted 2 years with the team until we're like, this guy's a bum. But boy, did he get paid. Boy, did he get paid. Who do you think I'm referring to? Now, there's another player that's an honorable mention that's between the worst contract and the second worst contract we've given. But one of the names I saw was Ryan Fitzpatrick being one of them. I found that extremely interesting at $6 million for $59 million. And I like Ryan Fitzpatrick. I thought he earned a little bit of the contract that he was given, tiny bit. I mean, the big win against the Patriots, the single big win against the Patriots. David Nelson on a hit streak, boom, right down the middle. Loved it. There were some good moments with Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's still beloved to this day. There's some contracts that you're like, yo, I don't want to ever see that thief ever again. I don't consider Ryan Fitzpatrick the thief. I thought it was a decent contract. I think it was all right, but he was on the list nonetheless. Mario Williams, I'm seeing in the chat, y'all are saying Mario Williams. I thought Mario Williams' contract, I think we were waiting. I remember clear as day, I was refreshing Pro Football Talk. Refresh. I was like, who we signing? And it was Mario Williams. We gave him $100 million contract. But Mario Williams earned that money, in my opinion. This guy was getting you 10 sacks, 14 sacks. He was worth every penny, in my opinion. Actually, let me just look it up, what this brother was doing. I thought Mario Williams was fantastic. I thought he absolutely earned every penny on that Bill squad. What did he play for us? 4 years? 5 years with us? He played, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He played 4 years with the Bills. And in those 4 years he played with the Bills, 10.5 sacks the first year, 13 sacks the second year, 14 sacks the third year, and then he fell off in 2015. He had 5 sacks. So those first 3 years, amazing. That 2014 year was a special year. That was a lovely year. We still didn't do ish, but that was a lovely year. They ruined it when they brought in Rex Ryan in 2013. I wasn't a fan, but Mike Pettin had that defense rolling. Y'all remember Mike Pettin? Man, those were times. There was a good, exciting time. We weren't winning a lot, but there was some good, exciting times. But Mario Williams was earning his keep. He was earning his keep. But here we are. He had 43 sacks in Buffalo. 43 sacks in Buffalo. He had 53 sacks in Houston in 6 years. I'd say that contract was a good one. But for me, that stands out. Oh, Jimmy Schwartz. Oh, I remember Jimmy. Jimmy Schwartz was great. Oh, man. Why did we move on from Jimmy? Jimmy was great. We should have left it. That wide 9 was perfect. And then we decided to mess things up and bring in Rex Ryan. And I don't mind Rex Ryan, but Jimmy Schwartz had that defense rolling. Is what it is. Shout out to my guy in Ravens. What's up, boy? My guy Rico, man. Love you, man. Hope all is well with you. All is well with me, brother, man. We serve. Hey, 15 years marriage, brother. 15 years in, man. We celebrating this week. So appreciate you. And by the way, man, you're a little mini celebrity. My man in Ravens is taking pictures with Isaiah Likely. He's taking double pictures with my man Lamar Jackson. What are you, celebrity? Yo, I hope you hit that 100K, buddy. I'm watching you. 100K coming up soon. The blessings is coming your way, brother. Appreciate you. So anyway, shout out to my guy in Ravens. So to me, I like Mario Williams he made his money and he earned every penny. That's the way I look at it. But for me, the biggest bum that got the contract that didn't deserve was Dockery. Oh my gosh, Derek Dockery. If you guys remember Derek Dockery, that bum at tackle, we gave him 7 years, 49 mil. I was like, why? Why? Well, he's going to be great with Langston Walker. You got length. Those two are going to be the pillars in ball. Man, they gave those two money. Those two made out with a lot of money. But Derek Dockery, to me, is the number one biggest fraud on that squad. I can't believe we gave that money to that brother right there. One of the worst contracts that I think the Bills have ever issued out was Derek Dockery. Derek Dockery's got to be that guy. Honorable mention, and some might look at it like, I don't know, Rico. That was a pretty good Marcel Darius. Y'all remember Marcel Darius? I mean, of course you guys remember Marcel Darius, but the contract that was given to Marcel Darius after he had that 1 year where he was, I can't say that 1 year, but the year before he got the big contract, he knew he needed to play well. 10 sacks in the middle of the defense. He was killed. Yo, he deserves that. The Alabama guy. What do we give him? 6 years, $108 million. At the time, was the highest paid non-quarterback. 6 years, $108 mil, $60 mil guaranteed. I think he only lasted 2 years after that. My gosh. What a contract. 60 mil guaranteed. Interior lineman. And we never really got to reap the benefits off of Marcel Darius. In trouble, lazy, not doing the things he needs to do. He fell apart. Then they moved him to Jacksonville and he never really came into anything after that. He's one of those players that got his money and dipped. Literally dipped out of there. Ooh, that was a tough one. One of the worst hindsight deals was Darius. Darius was a top 4 defensive tackle before the contract, and most wanted it to get him. Oh, yeah. Oh, he was well wanted for sure. Marcel Darius was a big deal. And then just fell apart. I kind of want to I don't remember his statistics. I'm curious to see how he made out because Marcel was a fan favorite. People loved Marcel. Big, happy-go-lucky dude. But man, did he get away with some money? Did he ever? Marcel Darius. Let's see what Marcel Darius gave us on this squad because I'm curious as to what he gave the Bills. I didn't realize he went to the Panthers. He made his. Did he go to the Panthers? He went to Jacksonville. Excuse me. He went to Buffalo and then to Jacksonville. So what did he do for us in Buffalo? He had, if you think about it, rookie year 5.5 sacks. Second year 5.5 sacks. Third year he started to really come on. Was selected to the Pro Bowl in 2013. He has 7.5 sacks. So you're like, okay, he's rolling. He had 46 tackles. He's rolling. Fourth year, 10 sacks. He knew he was in a contract year. He knew he needed to bust his tail. Not only did he make All-Pro, selected the Pro Bowl, he was on his way. And then he got the money. That brother got the money. Then he gave us 2 sacks. Then he gave us 3 sacks. And then we said, you out of here. Traded his ass. 60 mil down the drain. Ooh, my goodness. Jeff King, that's exactly right. He's on a chair, just chilling. I got a small story. So my sister lives in Alabama, and my brother-in-law hits me up. This is years ago. Hits me up. He's like, yo, you'll never guess who I just saw roll up to the barbershop. I was like, who? He's like, Marcel Darius. I was like, what? Oh, that's crazy, man. You said what's up to him? He's like, nah, I didn't get a chance to. He's like, but you never guess what he was driving. I was like, what the hell was he driving? Yo, this man literally pulled up in a Brinks truck. That's what he was driving. It was almost like an armored vehicle Brinks truck. Drove up into that thing. I was like, golly, times are real. I mean, you made off with 60 mil. You better drive with that Brinks truck. Drove that thing right out of Buffalo, right to Alabama. Brinks truck, crazy. Marcel Darius is one of the worst contracts ever, but I think Derek Dockery takes it. That takes the cake. That takes the cake for me. Marcel Darius might be. I mean, they're right together. At least that man has some talent. Dockery, still remember that. Still do. My man Walter says, for context, the top defensive tackle at the time was Gerald McCoy and Ndamukong Suh. So Darius was definitely playing to a similar level to McCoy, but not quite Sue. And Sue played much longer, and with a little more upside. But Sue was a monster, man. That brother was a monster. Darius could have been, but just too many distractions, too many silliness, didn't stay in shape. There's a whole whack of things played a part in him not staying in Buffalo. But boy, did he make his money. Boy, did he ever make his money. But anyway, let's get to the real deal. I wanted to just touch on that and get to the topic that I really wanted to touch on was Josh Allen. So Josh Allen was on a pod, and he was asked a question. And I wanted to play this one for you guys and tell me what your thoughts are. All right. So let's play what was presented to us. Josh Allen on the podcast. I don't know who the podcast was, but let's listen.
Josh, you very much want to win a Super Bowl with the Bills. Bring the Bills a Super Bowl would be incredible. Have you thought this is a new move? Have you thought about retiring and then the Bills will win a Super Bowl? Because that's kind of a thing that's going around. If you retire, the team you were last on wins.
Sometimes you got to make a sacrifice.
Yeah.
You can answer, but
if that's what it took, I would do it.
Oh, wow. That's huge for the Bills.
If I could, can I?
Yeah, guarantee it. Because that's what Blake did. He guaranteed it.
Yeah, I would do it.
I think you actually mean that though when you say that if it was guaranteed, you would retire.
Yeah, I would.
To bring the Bills to Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's selfless.
I feel like I would have a part.
Yeah, you'd
whether I played or not.
Right. You'd be in the. That's Blake feels the same way. I mean, did you?
They were like, "No, come back," and I was like, "No, guys, I want you guys to win."
All right. First of all, even thinking about it, I ain't trying to see Josh Allen anywhere else but a Bills uniform. I'm gonna be real with you, because I remember where the Bills were at one time where we didn't have a franchise quarterback, and we were just hoping somewhere we'd find a way to find ourselves that guy. We went through quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. I mean, you already know. I didn't got to tell you. We finally get this guy that is the real deal, the real McCoy. And if for the Bills to win a Super Bowl, he would retire. I obviously I'd love it to be. Listen, it's gonna happen, and he's gonna keep playing in Buffalo. Let's get that out the way first. However, bruh, not seeing Josh in a Bills uniform would kill me. Number one, that would kill me. I think we'd all be in a way. A piece of us would be gone. Would it not? I'll be the first to admit a piece of me would be gone if Josh were not on this team anymore. However, the Bills would get to win the Lombardi. So if I remember if I get the question correctly, would you retire if it meant the Bills get a Super Bowl? I gotta listen to this again because I don't know if he's on the team or he's not. Let me just listen to it again just so I can get it down pat.
Josh, you very much want to win a Super Bowl with the Bills. Bring the Bills a Super Bowl would be incredible. Have you thought this is a new move? Have you thought about retiring and then the Bills will win a Super Bowl? Because that's kind of a thing that's going around. If you retire, the team you were last on wins.
Sometimes you got to make a sacrifice.
Yeah.
You can answer, but
if that's what it took, I would do it.
Oh, wow. That's huge for the Bills.
If I could.
Hate it. Don't even want to talk about it. But he's selfless. He loves Buffalo. He would retire just for the Bills to win a Super Bowl. Would you appreciate that? Wouldn't you want it to be with him? Obviously, we want it to be with Josh. So this sounds like a silly question, but I'm going to ask y'all anyway. And y'all let me know in the chat. Keep Josh for as long as he can play for the hope that we can win a championship, or guaranteed championship, but he ain't on the team. There's somebody else that's leading the way. Take the chance and earn it and fight for it, and you got it with your guy that had a piece in building this team. Or yo, you can leave. Yo, retire right now, and we got myself a championship. The Bills win a Super Bowl. They get to raise a Lombardi. I don't know if it would be the same, if it would mean the same without Josh. It's crazy, right? Am I sounding crazy? Maybe I am. What about y'all? Kim, I believe it. Josh, he's going to get it done. But what if it means Super Bowl next year? Let's say he retired. He goes, you know what? I'll retire right now. And the Bills win it with Mitch Trubisky? Is it just as good? Or would you take the chance and say, you know what? If he plays me 10 more years and there's a chance we get it, but Josh is your quarterback, are you taking that 10 years? Or you want that Super Bowl with Mitch Trubisky? Josh is going to love Atlanta. Boy, please. Oh, man, just the thought of Josh Allen not in there. Now, let's really talk about it, though. For real, I think the Bills are always going to be in the mix. I know we always talk about, oh, the window's always open. It is always open. Let's keep it real. He is one of the best in the game. He's one of the best in the game. And when you're one of the best in the game, you're always going to give your team an opportunity. Straight up and down. My man Jeff King says, give me that championship. Give it to me. On the other hand, Kim Betts is like, give me that 10 years, man. Give me 10 years of give me that hope that I can get one. But Josh is still leading the way. You got two different ways of looking at it. It's interesting, I'll tell you that much. I thought they asked if he would retire after winning the Super Bowl. No, they said if retiring and the Bills win the Super Bowl after you, would you do it? Josh said, I'd do it. For the city of Buffalo, if it means that they win a championship, but I'm no longer the quarterback on that squad, but they win one, I'd retire. I don't know if you do it. I think he loves the game too much. Right when he's supposed to do it, he's like, psych. You pull the Dave Chappelle and say, psych, not happening. Let's roll. Let's roll the dice. Give me another shot. We're going to win this thing. We're close. I'm just saying. My man Zach says, yo, JE17 deserves the Super Bowl. I would love the Lombardi, but not without Josh. There's some people that would actually take the chance. 10 years of potential getting that Super Bowl instead of the actual thing, but you got Mitchell Trubisky doing it. Jeff King says, and I knew this angle Jeff King was going to take because there's some OGs in this chat that have waited a very long time. And at this point, they don't care who the quarterback is. Just let my team win the Super Bowl. I don't care if it's freaking Zach Z-Bot playing quarterback. If Z-Bot's my quarterback and we win the Super Bowl without Josh, sign me up. I'm rooting for my squad because I bleed the Bills. I'm not a player fan, although I love Josh Allen is what most people might say, but I love my team first. So Jeff King says, I've had 48 years. Screw the next 10. Give me that Lombardi now. I don't blame him. I want that shit now. But some folks are like, man, I'm attached to Josh Allen, man. I love Josh. Give me Josh. Give me Josh in 10. 10 years, he's going to give it to me. But I bet you a whole lot of Miami Dolphins fans would have loved a Super Bowl. I mean, obviously, that undefeated year is one they hold on to. But Marino, they thought they had it with Marino, too. Marino's one of the best in the game. Hall of Fame Marino. No dice. No dice. So it's tricky, man. You think you got it. You think you do, and then you don't. I mean, listen, you can look at the actual Buffalo Bills, and we went to that damn thing 4 times. I ain't got to talk about it. You already know. We went to that thing 4 times. Y'all saw what happened. So it's never guaranteed. It's never guaranteed. So Jeff King is saying, exactly, it's never guaranteed, so give me my Super Bowl now. Bye-bye, Josh. Love ya. I got to see you play. See you later. My team gets the Super Bowl. Some folks are like, whoa. Hold that phone. I'm going to take my chances. Give me 10 years of more Josh, and give me that Super Bowl. Give me that. We're going to win that. It's going to be hard fought. We're going to sweat for that. We're going to get that thing. Interesting. Interesting way to look at it. My man James. What's up, James? The building process takes time. The Pats and the Chiefs got their QB at the end of the build, and the Bills got their QB first. We're going to get our chip with Josh. Elite QBs get their opportunities. And that's what I'm saying. When you're a stud quarterback, you're always going to be in the mix. Always. You got to get it done. I was watching an old clip of Stephon Diggs. I think he was on the barbershop with who was he? He was with LeBron, and they asked him, what went wrong. You guys already saw the clip, but he says execution, man. It's merely execution. The little things we didn't execute, and that's why we weren't able to get things done. I'm hoping that the key to our success, the keys to victories this year is the focus on executing. Because if your own former receiver saying we just didn't execute, I mean, just look back at the 2020 year, look back at, the 13 seconds, just a matter of executing. So hoping that's the case. But anyway, Josh having that conversation about retirement is funny. It's obviously hypothetical. Obviously, it's in fun. It's in jest. Clearly, we got Josh for the foreseeable future, and we have a chance every year. Every time he's on that field, we have an opportunity. So I'm looking forward to it. Very much looking forward to it. So big shout out to Josh. Big shout out to the Bills. Big shout out to the podcast. Very interesting. I mean, listen, Josh is beloved. And boy, would I ever hate to see him in another uniform. I would cringe. It's no different than watching Thurman Thomas in a Miami Dolphins uniform. Ugh. Watching Bruce Smith in a Redskins uniform. I mean, there are times where you see some players, some former players, and you're like, ooh, I do not like that for you. I do not like that situation for you. Not a fan. Andre Reed in a different car. You know what I mean? Tough. So I think we all hope that Josh gets us a Super Bowl, and not only does that, retires with the same team. Very rare that this happens these days, but you hope it does. We'll see. We shall see. So big shout out to Josh and that pod. I thought it was quite interesting. Side note, big shout out to Team Canada for men's national soccer team. They played valiantly well, but just Argentina was just too much. Messi and the boys were just too much for the Canadians, man. So big shout out to them. And then I'm thinking, okay, we didn't get it on the pitch, but we'll get it on the hardwood. So Team Canada juiced up with Shai Gillis, and we got Murray on the squad. We're about to, take it to the U.S. team. U.S. team was just too damn much. Too damn much, man. Curry, LeBron, Ant, AD, bro. Yo, that team is juiced up, man. The only guy that I'm like, what the hell is Halliburton doing on that team? What is Halliburton doing on that squad? Oy. Yeah, Jamal Murray, he didn't have his best game. But I'm going to tell you this, though. The Canadian team is full of smaller guys. We don't have bigs, right? You got Joel Embiid was a sellout. He shouldn't even be playing for Team US. I don't know what that sellout is doing. Go play for your team. I think he's from Cameroon. Go play for Cameroon, man. What you doing? Wemby's playing for France. You know what I'm saying? You got the Greek freak playing for Greece. Yo, go play for your African squad, man. Selling out playing for the U.S. team. Boy, please. Oh, I hate that, man. Go represent for your squad, man. Jordan Clarkson playing for the Philippines. Like, go rep for your squad. Playing for the Team U.S. Joel Embiid. Stop. Stop that shit, man. That stuff is crazy. England is about, well, listen. I love me some soccer, man, but we're listen. Soccer's come back. The Europe is where the game is it's beautiful. The game is beautiful, and watching England do work, love to see it. But anyway, side note, I just want to give a shout out to the Canadians. Canadian sports is getting on the map. It used to be like we were just second nature. Right? It was just like second-class citizens. I mean, we weren't part of the big time, right? When it came to national play. Now we're on the pitch, we're on the ice, we're on the hardwood. There's not a whole lot of places we're not, man. Track. Yo, we in there, man. We in there. We getting better. These athletes are getting way better every year. So I love to see it. So big shout out to the Canadian teams that are showing out. Canada can make the finals in the Olympics as long as they aren't in the same bracket as the U.S. Absolutely. And they play nice small ball. There's no big, so it's small ball. So you're going to push the pace. You saw how they started the game. They started the game on fire. They were just rolling. And then Team US came through. Team US, yeah, that's a squad, man. That team is a squad. I'm going to tell you that right now. And you could have put Kyrie Irving on that squad. Jaylen Brown is getting some scrutiny. He could have been on that squad right now. So there's a whole lot of stuff that could have happened. But hey, Team US is freaking all-star squad, for crying out loud. Anyway, let's move on to next topic here. And this was the interesting one. This is one that I wanted to really hit up, right? And I'm calling this double up. And I'm calling it double up because I'm looking for the players. I got 3 players on the squad that I need them to double up. And by double up, I'm saying I need that performance again. Give me an encore, a year 2 or consecutive years of success at your position. And I'm looking at a few players on the squad. I only wanted to touch on 3 that I really think that I feel like they need to have a second year of the same production, if not better. And the first one that comes up to me right now that's on my mind is Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver is a player that had a tremendous year last year. He got his contract. A lot of folks initially weren't about the contract that he got. They felt that it was too steep. But when you really broke it down and you saw what other players were getting paid, it made all the sense in the world. The 6'1", 287 interior defensive line had a fantastic year last year. In 2023, he had 9.5 sacks, 51 tackles, and he had 14 tackles for loss. He's got 44 for his career. He had 16 QB hits. Career high with QB hits, career high with tackles for loss, career high for solo tackles, and career highs for 9.5 sacks. So he's rolling. Now, one thing that I love seeing is when players double up, because now it's anticipated. All right, you need to give me a performance like you did last year. It's expected. And that's where he needs to show out. He needs to show up and be consistent. Former first round draft pick, top 10 pick. You got your contract. You had a fantastic year last year. Let's double up. And why I feel that he should keep pace or even do better is because now we have a much healthier Von Miller. Yes, I know Von Miller is 34, 35 years of age. I get it. But you got a healthier Von Miller. Now you got DaQuan Jones, a healthy DaQuan Jones coming back. So it allows you to play in your true 3-tech position and go ham. So I need Ed Oliver to double up and bring the pain. We can't have you show up for 1 year and then disappear the next. I don't want to have to put an APB out for you. Don't make me do it. Where you at? I don't want to have to do it. I don't want to have to put the milk carton out there and say, yo, where's that Oliver? I don't want to do it. Don't make me put out the milk carton. I don't want to do it. Don't make me do it. So I'm loving, and I'm waiting to have a second year performance coming out from Ed Oliver. I'm looking for double-digit sacks. I'm looking for all that. Those career numbers I just said, I need those to increase because he's that great of a talent. If he plays in his true position at 3-tech, he should be able to go ham. He should be able to eat. So double up, my man, Ed Oliver. Gots to. My man Jeff King says, whose ass did the Canadians kick in the international football? They sure did, my man. They sure did. I was shocked. Not to mention, we USA got our asses kicked by Japan. Listen, I have to say this. I mean, we're grabbing all the players from Canada. We're getting the best of the best for the whole nation. Japan took the whole country, I think. At least I can speak for Canadians because I was part of that team back in the day, 2004. So I know we go from coast to coast, from Vancouver all the way to Quebec side, Nova Scotia, from coast to coast. Nova Scotia all the way to Vancouver. Best of the best. The U.S. they probably went for just a county. They probably just took, like, a city and, who knows? If they took the best of the best everywhere, different ball game. But anyway, moving on. Let's double up. So Ed Oliver's my first player that's got to double up. Give me a second-year performance. I need that from my guy, Ed Oliver. All right, let's go. Second one. Terrell Bernard. Won't that be nice if Terrell Bernard comes in and gives us a double up? He doubles up and does amazing things the following year. I mean, you saw the type of year that he had last year. Fantastic. Mr. Bernard himself came through, especially when his counterpart, Mario, went down. So how is it that Terrell Bernard doesn't double up? I feel like he will. You got the Italian stud right next to him. Terrell Bernard will come in and do big things. I'm excited for it. You got Milano, big time stud, back, hopefully healthy. And now you got Terrell Bernard coming through. Yo, double up. Double up, double up, double up. Terrell Bernard should have a fantastic year, especially with a front healthy line. You've got stud linebackers in Terrell Bernard and Matt Milano. You can't go wrong. Double up for me, my guy. Just last year, think about the numbers that he had, man. Just last year, he had, listen, let me scroll that up. There we go. Just last year, fantastic year. You gotta give him the credit. What a year that he had. So now you pair him in the system again under the tutelage of Babbage. That's going to be running the defense now. You absolutely cannot go wrong with that. Absolutely cannot. In 2023, 143 combined tackles, 84 solo, 59 assisted tackles. He had 10 tackles for a loss, 9 QB hits. The guy was a menace. 3 interceptions. Absolute menace. Give me a second year consecutively of you bringing up and getting over 140 tackles. I'm all for it. And now that you got Matt Milano next to you, Terrell Bernard, I'm looking for a massive year from you. That middle of the defense is going to be fun to watch. I'm super excited for that. So Matt Milano next to Terrell Bernard. Terrell Bernard, double up, fam. Double up. I'm waiting for it. Lastly, I got to play a video for this one. I got to play a video for this one because this one is a massive one for me. Y'all know what time it is. Check this out.
I hope they continue to try to run the ball and be physical because that was a welcomed addition to their offense.
They leaned on the running game. They leaned on James Cook, and it seemed to prove effective.
I think that has to be the key, is the run game.
Let James Cook.
Give us to Cook. Goes behind Dawkins through a hole. Down to the 10, the 5, and he leaps into the end zone. James Cook with his second touchdown of the game. James Cook is fired up. Allen back to pass. Looking deep down the seam to James Cook, who leaps into the end zone for the touchdown. He's going to roll out to his right. Flings it to the end zone for James Cook for an 18-yard touchdown reception. The Cook is in the kitchen. And the recipe on that touchdown, spicy.
Double up James Cook. I was hard on James Cook when we drafted him. I wasn't a fan of James Cook. You already know that. It's documented. Y'all saw it. But he's won me over. He's absolutely won me over. And the year he had last year gives me so much hope. And the fact that we have an offensive coordinator that believes in the run game, and now it's his show to run, you can't go wrong with having James Cook. Selected to the Pro Bowl last year. Wonderful, wonderful addition to the squad. Ladies and gentlemen, this man needs to double up. He had a quiet 1,100 yards last year. Quiet. It didn't even feel that way. 1,100 yards only off of 237 carries. Dude was averaging next to almost 5 yards a pop, if not more than that, excuse me. I am absolutely looking for, 4.7 yards a pop, 5 yards a pop, almost. Looking absolutely forward to seeing what James Cook is able to do. 1,100 yards last year, only 2 touchdowns. I would love to see an increase in his touches in the red zone so he can get his production up in the red zone, get his touchdowns up. Played it in only 13 games, 1,100 yards. But the one thing I do need to watch from James Cook, he has these lapses in judgment where he's taking his eyes off the football and dropping them. Or he's lacking concentration and not holding that football tight enough, fumble. Little things like that. But those can be cleaned up. You already know what he can do. And now that you have a offensive coordinator that believes in the running game, and not only that, they doubled up and got my guy Ray Davis, they're going to run the football. They're going to run the football. So James Cook, do me a favor. Double up. Double up. You had a solid performance last year. I see huge things coming your way. This could be James Cook can be an easy 1,500-yard rusher. Easily a 1,500-yard rusher. And that will pay big dividends to this offense, especially because we don't have big-time players like Stephon Diggs that's gone. This is going to be more of a spread the football all over the place. Everybody's going to get their touches, but we're going to rely on running the football. And I'm all for it. Ty Johnson, James Cook, Ray Davis, Reggie Gilliam at fullback, if they even play him at fullback. Who knows what's going to happen with that. But I am absolutely looking forward to James Cook cooking it up this year. Big time. So my 3 players that I want to see a second performance, a second performing year. Ed Oliver, 9.5 sacks last year. I need to see him in the double-digit sacks. Let me get you in double digits. Let's go. Terrell Bernard, we need another 100 tackle year. We need more turnover-worthy plays. We need more defensive players of the week. We need all of that. Terrell Bernard is my second double-up player. And lastly, double up. My guy, James Cook. I could have went a lot of places on this squad. But those key positions, I think, are crucial. Middle of that defense, middle of that defensive front. You win the game in the trenches. You know that. And guess what? A team with a strong run game, a team with an effective run game, with a quarterback like Josh Allen. Come on now. Talk to me. Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. So Ed Oliver, James Cook, Terrell Bernard, double up. Those are my 3 players that I'm looking for. A second consecutive year that comes in and they come in strong. Let's go. Love it. Last topic of the season. Last topic of the night. Excuse me. Fantasy football. Let's talk a little fantasy football because, I mean, listen, it's just around the corner. I don't know about y'all, but I'm already doing a couple mock drafts here and there just to kind of mess around and see, where my head's at. So my question to Bills Mafia. We got quite a few weapons on this Bills team. If you're drafting, you already know what time it is. If you can draft Josh Allen, draft him. I don't care if you're the number 1 pick, take your chance because there's strategy, obviously. I used to be in the mindset of if you do a snake league. So me personally, I do a 14-team league. Some might say, holy jumpers, that's a lot. I absolutely love it. Why? Because it forces you to have to draft appropriately. It forces you to make the proper pick. Because if you draft horribly, you're done. You're absolutely done. So what angles can you take? What ways? What do you do with these Bills players? I have a problem. And I'm sure a lot of you folks in here watching have the same problem I do. I see a Bills player and I want to draft him. I see James Cook and I'm like, James Cook could have a freaking year this year. Where do I draft him? Let me chill. I won't draft him just yet. Or you see everybody drafting all these big time players and you're like, yo, Ty Johnson would be a good, if somebody drafts James Cook, do you draft Ray Davis as the handcuff? It's one of those situations. A lot of fantasy players will draft a guy like Kittle in the first round, Travis Kelce in the first round. So my question to a lot of folks is Kincaid amongst those guys, fantasy-wise, and worthy enough to be drafted in the first round? I've seen Kittle get drafted in the first round. I've seen Travis Kelce get drafted in the first round. is Kincaid up there? I mean, just last year, you guys saw it. He had what, 73 receptions? Over 70 receptions? Let me get my statistics right. You gotta make sure. That's right. 91 targets, 73 receptions, over 600 yards, and he only had 2 touchdowns. That part bothers me a little bit. But there's no Stephon Diggs. There's no Gabe Davis. Those guys hoarded the end zone. They were hoarding the targets. You lose those 2 guys. So Kincaid has to be the guy, right? First round worthy? Or do you not say a word? Is he not a big enough name that people will know? I mean, if you're in fantasy and you know your players, there's no way you can try to hide that. I was able to hide Khalil Shakir a couple years. Nobody knew who Khalil Shakir was. I waited and put Khalil Shakir late in the rounds. But now they know. They know Kincaid. They know James Cook. They obviously know Josh Allen. We're running out of sleepers on the Bills. We're running out of sleepers on the Bills. So I'm trying to figure out where I can squeeze in some of these players. So here's a list I have. And if you feel that there could be a player on this list that you could add and say, ooh, watch out for this player, let me know. Obviously, Josh Allen. You got James Cook, Keon Coleman. Where does Keon Coleman get drafted? Are people not buying what Keon Coleman is selling? I ain't buying that, man. Yo, y'all can hype this brother up all you want. I ain't buying it. Could he be one of those steals in the 4th, 5th? Obviously, you got Curtis Samuel. Where does Curtis Samuel fit? Is he going to be doing anything? Is Chase Claypool a sneaky pick? Think about it, though. This is fantasy now, folks. If he does well in training camp and Josh Allen is loving every minute of it, is he a sleeper? Isn't that crazy? Chase Claypool, sleeper. Bro, you never know. Honestly, you never know. So right now, the way I'm looking at it is James Cook you can't hide James Cook. You can't hide Josh Allen, obviously. You can't hide Kincaid. Khalil Shakir. They've been bigging Khalil Shakir up, so you're not going to be able to hide him either. You're going to have to find a way to squeeze him on the squad, but do you do it too soon? Part of me wants to do a mock draft right now, crying out loud. Kind of see what it's like. You know what? Let's do it right now. Let's do it right now. We're gonna do a mock draft right this second. Gots to. Because I'm curious to see how this all plays out. And where some of these players are gonna rank. So let's see. I'm just gonna open my thing up here and just do a little mock draft to see where your boy can give me a second here. I'm gonna log in here. Don't you hit it? I thought I had myself automated, but I don't. Rude. So let's see where I can rank these players. So I'm looking at some of your questions here. Hot take: Diggs is a third option on this new squad. Yo, dare you draft? I mean, of course you have to consider it if you want to win your fantasy. Diggs, is he gonna have a massive year? I think Diggs has a pretty big year, man. I know some people think he's gonna sleep, he's gonna fall through the wayside, and he's not gonna have a big year. I think he does have a big year, man. I feel he does have a big year. Why is my thing not working here? There we go. So let's open this up. Let me share my screen here. And let's see if they're going to give me an opportunity to, if you guys can see my screen. Perfect. Wonderful. So let's mock draft this thing real quick and see how it all. Let's do a new mock. All right. So if you guys don't do, I don't know if you guys use a sleeper app. I use the sleeper app. I think the sleeper app is it's a dope, underrated app personally. I know some people do Yahoo. I can't stand Yahoo. I hate Yahoo actually. ESPN is pretty cool. NFL.com's sleeper app. You can customize it how you want. It's dope. I'm a commissioner in my league and I love the sleeper app. So let's roll. Let's start this thing. And let's just start this draft here. Where they even put me? Let me see here. You sure you want to start the draft? You know where they even put me? So they have me picking 10th. So looking here. So Christian McCaffrey obviously is going to go 1. Tyreek Hill 2. Jefferson should be obviously above Tyreek Hill in my opinion, but Jefferson 3. But I get it. He's got a new quarterback, so it's different. CeeDee Lamb 4. St. Brown 5. Jamar Chase, Bijan, 3 running backs go right in a row. So here I am. Is this where I pick Josh Allen, call it a day, and say screw it? Or do I go with a running back here? It's about that time. Jonathan Taylor should be healthy. Saquon Barkley with the Eagles should be a big pick. I ain't messing with. I'm taking Saquon, man. Give me Saquon. And now, here comes the snake. I snake back around. I don't know if you guys can see it, but now I'm up. Is this where I grab Josh Allen? Too soon? I'm always ready to grab Josh Allen all day, every day. Straight up. I don't play games. Me no play games. Should be receiver now? If I were to look at receiver, let's be real. Let's take a look at receiver room. I got Chris Olave available, Brandon Ayuk, Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, DJ Moore, Malik Neighbors. I got 57 seconds. Devontae Smith, George Pickens. Now I'm going way too down the line. Way too down the line. Josh Allen's there for the taking, bro. Nah, man. Pass on your quarterback. Here's the thing. Josh Allen gives me running ability. He gives me all that. Look at this. Sam Laporta, Olave, Etienne, Kelsey, Jacobs, Diggs, Ayuk. I don't know where Ayuk's going to play. A-Chain, Henry, Collins, DJ Moore, Waddle. I'm not going to do the whole thing. There goes Samuels, Jalen Hurts, Pacheco, Lamar Jackson, Pittman. So now I got Saquon. I got Josh. This is where you go receiver. I can go with Cooper Kupp. You can't go wrong with Cooper Kupp. You going to let me take Cooper Kupp? I'm going to take that all day. Take that all day. The pick is Josh now. Agreed. Yeah, you can't let Josh sleep. Never let Josh sleep. You can't. If you can grab him in the first, you got a dual threat. All right, so here I am right now. Look at that. Kincaid gone. Right before I pick. So this guy got Mahomes and Kincaid. So I got no running backs. I mean, I got Saquon. If I go tight end, Mark Andrews. Feels a little early to grab Mark Andrews, but Kyle Pitts could have a big year where Kirk Cousins throwing him the football. George Kittle. No, you got to go receiver. Tank Dell, George Pickens, T. Higgins, Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin was such a disappointment last year. See, this is where it gets a little tricky. But sometimes you can't overthink it. Look at James Cook just sitting right there. See, this is where I fall into trouble because I'm like, oh, there's the Bills running back. I can't go double Bills. Kenneth Walker's available, and I love Kenneth Walker. You know what? Joe Mixon with Houston could be deadly. Catch the balls out of the backfield. Give me Ken. Give me Ken Walker. Got to. I was gonna go Tank Dell, Phil. But I was like, he might be back. He might come back on the back end. So Kirk, Higgins, Pitts, Kyle Allen, Richardson, George Pickens, Cooper. Look at that. Terry McLaurin, Rashee Rice. Oh, Tank Dell already went. What am I saying? McLaurin, Rasheed Rice. I don't know what's going to happen with Rasheed Rice. They're going to let him play? Hollywood Brown, Ladd McConkey. I feel like Ladd McConkey would be a sneaky pick. But does it feel too soon? Brian Thomas Jr. All right, who do I got? So I got Kenneth Walker, Cooper Kupp. I could go with another receiver. Who's tight end? Evan Ingram, Hawkinson, Schultz. Schultz would be a good one too. You can't go wrong with running back. And David Montgomery is still a banger of a running back. But Tony Pollard will be a big pickup too, but he's going to be sharing the load. Ramondre Stevenson would be a good one as well, but give me Montgomery. That's a no-brainer. No-brainer. So now I got McKenny Walker. And now on the back end, Jaden Reed, Hollywood Brown, Calvin Ridley. Oof. Ridley, D-Hop. Y'all see me? All right. See, I see Kurt. I see Adonai Mitchell. Ooh. Bro, sometimes I'm a guy, for those that I love going for the rookies. I like going for the rookie. The rookies, if you could pick the right one, the rookies could do dirt. They could do work for you. You just got to pick the right rookie, man. So I'm sitting here going, all right, we got Brock Bowers. Is he going to be that nice? I don't know about that. David Njoku had a nice year last year. Ferguson, Dallas Goedert, TJ Hawkinson, quarterback's best friend, Najee Harris, Raheem Mostert, Nick Chubb. Ooh, could that be a sneaky pick if I take Nick Chubb or Javonte Williams? Damn, I'm running out of time. I got 28 seconds. I only got one receiver, though, so I got to go receiver. If I'm going to go receiver, I'm looking at Ladd McConkey, man. I think they're going to like him. But they're going to run the ball a lot over there. Yo, give me Calvin Ridley. Give me Calvin Ridley, baby. All right, listen. I ain't gonna do this. I just want to give you an idea. I'm going to stop this. I'm gonna pause this thing real quick. If it lets me pause it. Anyways, I'll let y'all know how this all plays out. Because this listen, I'm just trying to get y'all prepared. Let me see how many Bills players are left, though. This is what I wanted to see. So this is, I mean, what round am I in? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm in the 8th round right now. So 8th round, let's see how many Bills players are left. I'm not looking at the running back. Ray Davis will be available. Let me see where Keon Coleman. There's Keon right there. I could double up and go for Keon Coleman right now. He'll be available by 8th round. So that gives me an idea. Dawson Knox. I'm not ready to grab Dawson Knox just yet. Curtis Samuel. Is Curtis Samuel still available? Would he be a sneaky pick? Curtis Samuel's still there. So if I don't take Keon, I mean, I can go with 2 Bills players. Yo, why not? Keon in the 8th? Give me Keon, bro. That's a homer pick, though. I know what I'm doing. It's a homer pick. It's a homer pick. I know. I'm going to chill right now. Let me chill. I got to stop. I got to stop sharing. So start doing some of your stuff right now, man. Start kind of messing around and seeing where your Bills players are going to be taken. So clearly Kincaid is going to be early. First 3, maybe first 4 rounds. So I'm just saying, folks. I'm just saying. Start to kind of look at your mocks. How'd that mock look, by the way? How'd you guys feel about that? So let me give you an idea of what I ended up picking. I went Saquon Barkley first. So I got Josh, Saquon, Kenneth Walker as my running backs. Then I doubled up and went Cooper Kupp and Calvin Ridley. Then I got David Montgomery as my 3rd running back. And then Keon Coleman on the back end. That's not a bad squad, though. That's not a bad squad at all. I'm just saying. Anyway, folks, appreciate you. I just want to end off with talking fantasy. So recapping what we talked about, we talked about Johnnu Smith talking a whole lot of mess. Now that he's on the Dolphins, man, go sit down somewhere. I mean, go sit on a cactus. You haven't done anything in 9 games against the Bills. 6 receptions, 119 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Sit down, boy. Sit down. You just made it over 100. Bills winning a Super Bowl, but at the cost of Josh Allen not being on the team and being somewhere else. But the Bills get a Super Bowl. Are you in on that? Are you all the way in? Y'all let me know. Keep Josh on the squad with an opportunity to potentially get a Super Bowl, or guarantee Super Bowl, but Josh ain't your quarterback. It's Mitch Trubisky. I don't know if I'm ready to celebrate with Mitch Trubisky, but it is what it is. Y'all let me know. Just chime in the chat. And lastly, obviously, we talked about the worst contract the Bills have ever given. I see Marcel Dares being one up there, but Derek Docker is the one that stands out to me big time. And last but not least, double up. The double up player, the player that we need to make himself, the best way I can say it is to consecutively do it again. So I had Terrell Bernard do it again. We were spoiled with what you did with us last year, especially with Matt Milano being off. So go ahead and show us what you got again. Ed Oliver, 9.5 sacks last year. Career year for you. Double up. Show me what you got again. And lastly, James Cook. Love James Cook. I'm sold on James Cook. Show me what you got, James Cook. Double up. You had 1,100 yards last year. Easily, you can get yourself to 1,500 yards. You had a few moments of, you know what I'm saying, where you lapse of judgment and confusion, dropping footballs and taking your eyes off the ball, where it could have made dividends for us. Eagles game stands out. Just saying. So that's something that I'm looking forward to. Keep that in mind. So double up players, Ed Oliver, James Cook, Terrell Bernard. And lastly, start doing your mock drafts. Start doing your mock drafts. It's coming around the corner, boy. So where do you choose your builds? Is Josh Allen first round worthy? Or do we wait and wait to see where he's at in the second round? If you let that slide, or if you feel Josh is not gonna have that type of year, you might as well move on to another quarterback. But I still rush my guy Josh. That's how I look at it. But that's it for me, folks. I appreciate you guys tuning in. It's always love. It's the Buffalo Fanatics. It's the Rico Report. Listen, I'm gonna be away for the weekend. We're gonna be back at it again with my guy Z-Bot. Z-Bot's out of town. So I said, you know what? Let me hold down the fort. We're gonna do it up, and we'll wait till next week, and we'll cranked up. We are very close to training camp. It's just gonna appear like this out of nowhere. Hall of Fame games coming up shortly, so you already know what time it is, man. He's gonna get cranked up. So enjoy the rest of the offseason. Obviously, we're gonna try to bring as much content to you guys as possible, and talk about topics that you guys want to talk about. And when we come back, we'll try to take some calls with my guy Z-Bot next week. So get it cracking. So guys, ladies, gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay safe, be good. Take a moment to do something nice for somebody. You just never know the difference that it can make. You just never know. So I'm your host, Ron Burgundy. No, listen, you guys have yourself a good weekend, and we'll see you guys on the flip side, man. So until next time, it's your boy Rico. It's the Buffalo Fanatics. We'll catch you guys on the flip. Peace.